Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. Look, I'm not sorry. I'm not. That was glorious. I had a glorious, glorious, glorious day. I when I just got down here, I stopped this computer from recording, and it was 18 hours in. I have not come downstairs in 18 hours. Yeah, that was the best day ever. I wish I could do it again. I need to find 18 hours to do that again. Ooh. Okay, I got two halves of clips today. I have the clips from when I was fully awake, and then I have clips from when I was really getting sleepy. And I don't know how those ones are gonna go. I think I might have recorded the same thing like two, maybe three times. We're gonna find out together. What? What? That's awesome. I'm there. I'm not gonna stream that day, guys, because I'm busy doing that. Good morning is right. I'm still going to sleep after this. Just kidding. I'm doing OJ. Um, so for the 26 that are watching, you guys are going. There's no Judge Fleischer chat anymore. So I heard. Okay. Now we don't know if he's going to change his mind from yesterday to today, but um, you can still watch Judge Fleischer, but I think the chat is gone, and that's fine. It's best. It's better for him. I know, but he could get in trouble, and the mods are trying as hard as we can to keep it squeaky clean, but it's not squeaky clean. It's still not okay. And people who are getting timed out and banned don't understand, and they're creating. But I don't know if that's why the judge made that decision. He didn't give a reason. He doesn't have to give a reason. He's the judge. There is still the Judge Fleischer chat in Discord. So feel free to go in there, talk to Donald. Donald's always there stirring the pot. Well, his live is on YouTube and he's going to play it. Discord is open so that you can chat. There's actually oh, I'm going to show just this part of my screen for a second. Carefully. See down at the bottom? Way down at the bottom. Judge Fleischer live. That's the Judge Fleischer chat. Whew. All right, let's get going because oh, you guys are gonna feel so good after these clips today. These judges are so good. It doesn't even matter about the defendants. It's the judge that's the star of the show. So obviously, we're gonna start in Georgia. Obviously.
Are y'all both here on the same case?
Yes, sir.
Which case are y'all here on?
Vandenberg.
It's a hearing on a temporary protective order.
Yes, sir.
Wow. All right, Mr. Jordan, your lawyer tells me that you have now decided that you wish to represent yourself. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Well, obviously, you have the right to represent yourself if you wish to do that. But I have to warn you that sometimes that can be dangerous because do you have any legal training whatsoever? You've been to law school, worked for a lawyer, have any legal training whatsoever?
No.
All right. Do you understand that the lawyers know about how to file motions, how to withdraw motions, how to appeal rulings, how to go to the Court of Appeals if they need to go to the Court of Appeals, that there are certain procedures that if you don't follow those procedures exactly, then your matter won't be heard and the case can be dismissed by the Court of Appeals if you do decide to have an appeal without, and you won't have the merits heard because you didn't follow their procedures or their outlines. Do you understand that?
Yes, I I understand.
And you understand that your lawyer would know how to do that sort of thing, and you might not. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you understand that your lawyer, that there are some legal issues involved in this case, as you are aware, that are not necessarily clear cut. It might be, but an appeal in this case might very well be something that could benefit you. But if you don't know how to do that and don't know how to follow the rules and how to file the appropriate documents and when to file the appropriate documents, that matter may not get to be heard. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. You also understand that your lawyer knows how to subpoena witnesses and how to get witnesses to come here to testify if they need witnesses to come here to testify. And the lawyer's outside of jail and has the better ability to do that, to be able to subpoena witnesses and get those kind of things done and to talk to witnesses while you're in jail. You may not have the opportunity to do that or the ability to do that. Do you understand that?
Hi,
Yes.
Ruth.
And you understand that your lawyer would know how to not only to subpoena witnesses and present those witnesses, but your lawyer would know how to cross-examine the state's witnesses and to object to their testimony if there's rules that are not being followed. And that you might not know how to make those objections and get the benefit of whatever objections that could be made if the testimony is somehow inadmissible. Do you understand that?
Yes.
What makes you think you're more competent and qualified to represent you than your lawyer?
No comment. I plead the fifth.
Okay. Understanding all that, do you still wish to represent yourself and have your lawyer not be, you have a right to have a lawyer represent you on a probation revocation matter, but you also have the right to represent yourself. After talking with me about these various things and the potential for losing some of your rights by not knowing the procedure and how to do the procedure.
Hey, Charlotte. Can you do me a favor? Can you tell me how to say the mountain is tall in French? Go ahead, just type it in. Just type it in, Charlotte. That ain't Charlotte, guys.
Proper things procedurally. Do you still want to represent yourself or you want your lawyer to represent you?
No, I want to continue to speak on my own behalf.
Well, you can speak on your own behalf. That's one thing. Representing yourself is a separate matter.
Well, I want to continue to represent myself.
Very well. We'll be back here on December 19th for a hearing in your case.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
That's not Charlotte. That's Fozzie trying to force me to do something I can't do right now. It's not time.
Because
Sure.
my public defender, she said that she filed a motion, the recusal.
She did.
But this is the thing about the recusal. She's saying that you ruled on the recusal, which you're
I did.
not able to rule on the recusal. You only can rule the saying if it was put in a timely manner.
And it was
upon
not.
Rule 25.
Yeah.
And
it was not
put in at a timely manner.
No, sir. It was not put in a timely manner. The statute is very clear that according to the motion, reference is to November the 7th, which was the date we had a hearing here. November the 7th is the date that I made the ruling on denying your motion.
But
You got to let me talk a little bit, and I'll let you talk.
All right.
I ruled on that on November the 7th. You had 5 days from then to file a petition, the motion to recuse. You didn't do that. The motion was not filed within 5 days. And I put in my order denying dismissing your petition that it was not what day you had to file it. You had until November the 14th, I believe, because the hearing was held on the 7th, and Saturday and Sunday don't count, so the 5 days go, and you didn't file it in a timely fashion. Plus, the affidavit that supported it was insufficient, and that it had merely had conclusions like my client feels like his rights were being violated without it even saying what rights. And my client thinks you're not going to be fair without any legal basis for that. And not only was it untimely, but the grounds alleged do not support a motion to recuse. Plus, all of the allegations were based on actions that occurred, the court's rulings, which are not the basis of a recusal, that's the basis of an appeal.
Georgia.
So that's the reason that I am able to rule, or was able to rule on the motion and did so, and I have prepared and filed an order. It's been served on your lawyers. He's got a copy of the order. So we're going to have a hearing on
You can only see him here, guys.
December the 19th. Now, all of that can be appealed. If you have a hearing on the 19th, and if it doesn't go your way, after I hear the evidence, the order on the recusal can be appealed. The issue of whether or not you can be revoked for action that took place prior to the sentence being in effect can be appealed, and the ruling of the court can be appealed. All that can be appealed if it goes against you on the 19th.
So you saying that I didn't issue the recusal on a timely matter, but I have no control over that. I got a public defender. She didn't come see me. She didn't come see me until the day that I was supposed to come in the courtroom, and so that's when I had the time to present that to her.
But no,
so
sir,
I only seen her one time.
You were here again since then. You were here with Mr. McRae.
Rose, where are you from? You don't have to give me your address because this is live. But where are you from?
Since the November the 7th. Yeah, matter of fact, you were here with him that day. And if you had based on what happened on the 7th, if you had wanted to file a motion to recuse, you could have told him that day, and he could have filed it by the 14th. You didn't do that. We were back here again. I forget what date again in November. It's in the motion, but it was on the 21st or something like that.
So can I file the motion again?
No, sir.
So you saying
it's untimely.
You saying I only can file a motion one time?
Unless it's some new basis. Unless it's something that happens that creates a new basis for a motion, which I don't know of anything that's happened that would allow any basis for a new motion. No, sir. But you can file whatever you want to file, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be successful.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that the motion had to come through you. You had to see it and see if it was made on a timely matter and check the affidavit and all that. I understand the grounds and the rules.
But you just pointed out one very important thing is you're in jail, and that makes it more difficult to act than if you were not in jail, or if you had a lawyer who was outside, which you do. They can do things that you won't be able to do, but that's your choice.
Guys, we can see Rose in this courtroom someday. Rose, do me a favor. Commit a crime so we can see you. Wave to us. When you're in front of Judge Reese, wave to us. She's a hoe. She's a hoe.
All right. Thank you, sir. We'll see you here on the 19th. Here's the order. Y'all can give him a copy of it.
What a good way to start off. I think it was the 19th, which is in 9 days, which is 7 days after a big day for Kelly. Kelly, we're with you. We're with you. You better take your phone with you. We're going to need constant updates. All right. I'm going to save the next Judge Reese for later. I want to go to, I know that, all right, here we go. I know you guys don't like child custody and support and all that stuff, but this is the stuff that you're missing because I don't look for those clips anymore. Ready?
He's on a run. I guess he just didn't want you to unmute yourself.
I guess.
You have two?
Yes.
Just the two?
That's correct.
Mr. Frazier, where are you? Please raise your hand. Now you can state it. Let me get Mr. Harper in. Now we have Rosa Torres on numbered.
I know you just mentioned, but that's number 2, the father.
Oh, yeah.
And that also, it just happens to be the one that Rosa Torres is on too. Okay. Mr. Harper, good morning. You're going to need to unmute yourself.
Unmute. Oh, here we go.
There you
Can
go.
hear me now?
Yes, I can. And Ms. Rossetti, you are here by phone, so you need to press *6 if you want to
Girl Scout cookies.
unmute. But at this point, I'm just doing an arraignment for Mr. Harper and for another gentleman here in court, Mr. Frazier.
Fozzie did it.
These are criminal cases, so you do have the same trial rights as you would in any other criminal case downtown. Those rights include the right to be represented by an attorney. You have the right to have a trial. In these cases, it would be a court trial since they never allege more counts than would exceed 6 months in custody if you're found guilty. At the trial, you'd be able to see, hear, and cross-examine any witnesses who'd be called to testify against you. You can also use the court's subpoena power to compel the attendance of your witnesses at the trial, and you have the privilege against self-incrimination. Mr. Frazier, do you understand all those rights? And Mr. Harper?
Yes, sir.
All right. These are both first time, Mr. Mills?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right. So the maximum penalty for each count, for each month that they've alleged you didn't pay the full amount of child support, is up to 5 days in the county jail, or up to 120 hours of community service, and or a fine of $1,000. You understand the maximum penalty, Mr. Frazier? And Mr. Harper?
Yes, sir.
All right, we do have a representative from DCSS, Sandra Tapia. You may have gotten an email from her. She's willing to talk to you to see if you can get this worked out today. If in fact the payments haven't been made and this is appropriate, then they would typically allow you to plead no contest to some of the counts. They would dismiss the balance, and I would place you on 1 year of court probation.
That's exactly how I was during the last part of the OJ yesterday. Trying to use my eyebrows to keep my eyes open. I feel you, dude. I feel ya. It looks like a steering wheel. It just does. But we're definitely in a bedroom. Who is that? Right there. Is Vin Diesel? Who is that in that poster? I think he's drunk a little bit or a little high.
So you're just on probation to me. There's no probation officer. It doesn't show up on a rap sheet. It's not going to affect your ability to get a job. I would have you come back to court periodically until you are consistently paying the support. Once you're doing that, I don't need to see you. We've accomplished our purpose. And at the end of 1 year, your probation would just expire by the passage of time. Are you willing to speak with the representative, Mr. Frazier?
Just to talk about the situation.
Yeah. She's going to want to call you. What are the last 3 digits of your telephone number?
136.
I can see you going through the whole phone number. 136, did you say?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mills, is that what you have?
We don't have an active phone number for Mr. Frazier.
Deputy, can you give him something to write it down on? And then give it to Joseph. He can send it over as an email to Sandra Tapia. And do you have your phone with you?
Yes, sir.
Good man. When you're done with that, have a seat in the hall. She'll call you when you're done talking to her. Then come back in. I'll know that you're ready to go on the record.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Harper, how about you? You want to talk to the rep and see if you can get it worked out?
Yes, I do.
What are the last 3 digits of your phone number?
It's 5757 is the last 4 digits.
757 is what we have.
Okay, so I'm going to put you back in the waiting room. Ms. Rossetti, I have the last 3 digits of your phone number, 323. Is that what you have, Mr. Mills?
That is what we have, Your Honor.
Okay, so Ms. Rossetti, somebody from DCSS will be calling you. I would suggest that you hang up so that you don't not answer the call. It may be a few minutes before they call you, but be patient. And then when you're done talking to DCSS, log back in the way you did earlier. So at this point, I'm going to remove you from the meeting. Okay.
Did he though?
We just had somebody else that just walked in.
Yes, I don't believe,
What's your name, sir?
Gail,
Last name?
P-A-L-O-D.
Father on number 3, Your Honor.
Perfect.
Father on number 3. Okay.
Yeah.
And who was the other guy that came in?
That was, father of number 5, Belmonte, but he said he's going home to get his cashier's check.
2 people in. Yeah,
So the father on number 5 showed up, but he said that he was heading home to get his cashier's check.
I believe his intent is to purge the amount owed, Your Honor.
No, I figured that.
no, that's not, that hasn't happened yet. It's,
No, that he said he's going home to get his cashier's check.
oh, okay.
He's going to purge it today.
Last we heard, the judge hadn't approved the settlement yet.
Okay. So
So what is it?
did you tell him to make it out to me?
No, Your Honor, I did not. Sorry.
It never worked.
But it means we're not getting lunch.
I guess so. Okay, so where do you want to go from here? Mr. Mills?
Does council need to talk to Mr. Pelosi?
No, we're ready to proceed on that matter at this time, Your Honor.
Okay.
Okay.
Come on. And let's get the mother in here.
Yeah, you can sit right here in this one.
Yeah, I would have taken that personally. Sit as far away from you as possible. Miss Smith, are you there?
So you want to sign that one?
He's just fun to watch. He just he just wanted the money so that he could
You
take
are
out
muted
better
and your
cash.
video is off.
Yeah.
I'm here.
You have video?
No,
Yes, you do. You're right there.
there you go.
You just turned it on.
These laws are really easy for this judge. You pay your child support or you go to jail.
Okay.
So you want to sign.
So we are on for compliance review, yes?
Yes, Your Honor, we've had one payment since Mr. Pelosi was placed on probation. It was a tax intercept in September. It was $284.07.
Mhm.
Otherwise, there have been no payments since he was placed on probation on July 17th. So,
Okay, so he's not in compliance.
yes, that is correct. We allege a violation of probation, Your Honor.
Well, and actually, it was no full payments from August
And then you're going to
through November. Even with the intercept, that wasn't a full payment.
Correct. So he's in very partial payment. In any event, we're alleging today, and since this is a
Jay, how's
compliance
that?
review, we'd ask to continue this matter for a further compliance review on a violation and see if we can get him paying. Maybe he can tell us what's going on with his employment situation.
Waive arraignment, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so we are citing you for a violation of probation for not paying the full amount of child support for August through November. Are you currently working?
He is not, Your Honor.
What's the deal?
So he is hired by a temp agency, but he is having difficulty finding employment because he has pre-diabetic symptoms issues going on, and when he takes a drug test, he can't.
Okay, this guy, how's that? Is that better? I'm scared to talk because it's up really high. Just wait till you hear everything with this guy. It just keeps getting worse and worse, and then worse and worse.
Pass it because of the sugar in the urine.
It's because this clip is so loud. Once we get back to regular clips, you'll hear me better.
In addition to that,
What, it looks like he's under the influence of alcohol.
well, because he's a driver,
That's something that happens with diabetics.
it's not that he drinks, Your Honor, but because he's a driver, sometimes it causes issues where they won't hire him because he has to take extra stops or do extra things in order to be capable of fully driving. Additionally, he does have a newborn that is in the NICU and has been in the NICU for several weeks now. So that causes him to have to be the primary parent. He has 4 other small children, including one child that was just diagnosed with autism. And he's in the works of getting services for his child set up. So he's kind of going through a lot of stuff.
Them up?
Yeah.
Well, do you live together?
No, I don't live together. She just had a C-section, so she's going through that, and we're switching off, going to the ICU with the kid.
Okay. So where are you living?
At my residence at home.
Well, how do you pay for it? You don't have
I have
any
family. I have roommates. We all live together.
family? You're living with family?
Yeah,
Okay, and they're covering all your expenses. I mean, food and everything.
they help out. Yeah, family stick together.
Mr. Mills?
Families stick together unless you don't want to pay for your kids. Then that's a different family.
Well, I mean, he's taking care of one family and neglecting this family. So, you know, he's got an obligation to support them all. And he's not doing that. So,
I give you a minute and 14 seconds.
I would like to.
Whose money is it?
My money, Your Honor, or the county's money, perhaps a formal seek work order.
See, he's as bad as I am.
Yeah.
He thinks the money all belongs to him.
Taxpayers' money, Your Honor.
Yeah, I understand.
Yes.
When do you want to come back?
I would like to come back on April 9th, presuming that's available. This actually, Your Honor, this ends in a 4, so I think we can probably come back sooner than that. Perhaps sometime in February.
Going down the hall.
Oh, I see.
She's still going to be your attorney, but she appears in that department on Tuesday afternoons. Joseph, what do you got? February, yeah. If possible. Do you show that as being one of your days?
No, I have.
Well, let's see.
I'm there on the 18th.
Yeah, I see the 18th is yours. Okay. So I'll order you to come back February 18th, 2025.
They're in the little front basket to his bicycle.
That is at 1:00 in the afternoon. And that is going to be in Department 134. That's just 2 doors that way.
And Your Honor, if we can also set that for a modification. He does have work and then we can file today.
If he files it and submits the INEs,
All right, Miko, your time to
should
shine.
he also be ordered to return in person, Your Honor?
Done. And then income and expense declarations by the 7th of February. And that means filed with the court. So it needs to be in the court filed. You also do need to serve a copy on the mother and serve a copy on the CSS.
We have 4 copies here, Your Honor. He's filing it at the court.
Okay.
Thank you.
And so that'll just be straight across the hall.
All right.
That's it for today. Thank you.
Okay.
I love watching that judge. I do. He's so funny. Okay. It's never good when the judge starts out your case like this.
All right, then thank you, Ms. Gray. See ya.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Know that face in book 2. Let's see if I can get it before you get unmuted.
I know that face.
Nope. When you in book 2, get yourself unmuted and tell me your name, please. Yeah, in custody.
Hello, sir. My name is Brett Lawson.
I need to know if there should be a comma in there. Are you saying you can't hear me or that you can't hear because we're Like before, they were saying they couldn't hear me. So can we hear? Please don't tell. I can hear it perfectly fine. Can you guys hear this? Hold on, I'll press play.
Brett Lawson, hello, sir. Brett Lawson is 2411 MC 2543. Mr. Lawson, as a defendant charged in a criminal prosecution, you have certain legal and constitutional rights guaranteed to you. I will now call your attention to these rights. You have the right to a public trial by an impartial jury in the county in which the offense was allegedly committed. If a trial is held, you would be presumed innocent unless and until the state proves your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to face all witnesses against you and to see, hear, question, and cross-examine those witnesses. You have the right to require witnesses to be present at any hearing or trial for the purpose of testifying in your behalf, and the court will assist you in this right by issuing subpoenas for such witnesses. You have the right to remain silent and cannot be required to give any testimony or make any statement against yourself to anyone. You also have the right, if you choose, to be heard by yourself and by your attorney at any hearing or trial.
I hear every day from everybody how quiet I am. I'm just so quiet and innocent in the corner.
Concerning the charges against you.
Don't
Anything you do
welcome
say,
him
however,
back.
may be used against you. You have the right to an understanding of the nature and the cause of the accusations against you. You have the right to a speedy trial. The court will at this time enter a preliminary plea of not guilty on your behalf. This will become a formal plea of not guilty 20 days after today's date, unless after consulting with your attorney, a different plea is entered. We will also review your bond at this time. Your case will be available for public viewing on mycase.in.gov. If at any time in the future you lose track of your court date, can't find your attorney, don't know where you're supposed to be, go to mycase.in.gov. Sir, did you understand those rights so far?
Yes, I did.
All right, let me do mine first. We don't have
You can't be hungry because you're a girl. And all girls do are lie and eat hot Cheeto.
charges prepared for you yet, Mr. Lawson, so I'm going to grant the state a 72-hour continuance to file those charges. That means we will conduct your initial hearing on Wednesday afternoon at 1:30. And that would be the 20th of November. Until then, it appears you will be charged with operation of a vehicle while intoxicated, endangering a person, possession of a controlled substance, and possession of methamphetamine. The most serious of those offenses ought to be a level 6 felony, which has a penalty range of up to 2.5 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. And
Sir,
you have the right to remain silent.
I knew it. Guys, you got to get with the kids these days. That's what they say. That is a common saying. Junebug, where are you? All girls do is lie and eat hot Cheeto. You were supposed to jump on that.
Mr. Lawson, anything you say if you waive your right to remain silent is being recorded and can be used against you. What do you want to tell me?
okay, the endangering, I had no one with me. There was nobody with me.
It's confusing, but you're the person that you endangered. It's just what the law says. Yeah, that's a little confusing. I get that. Let's hear from the state and see what their
I'm endangering myself right now.
recommendation is, and then we'll hear from the public defender, and then I'll let you talk at the end. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Not so much.
I passed my probation the last time that I was on it. Like the last thing, like I'm not on probation. I'm not on nothing like that. I don't understand why I can't just be, be put on a couple years probation or something.
Who told you you couldn't get a couple years probation, Mr. Lawson?
No one did, but
You're just assuming that so far. How about we hear from the state and see what they think first?
okay.
All right, Ms. Castman, what's the state's recommendation today?
Yes, Judge. The state's recommendation is going to be a $5,000 cash only. In full transparency, it looks like his case involves the OWI, so I foresee this going to Circuit 3. But for the purpose of the advisement hearing this morning, or this afternoon, I guess, we would be asking for a cash only bond. This is based off of some past pretrial failure to appear. I'm showing a 2019 conviction for theft, 2019 conviction for burglary, 2018 conviction for theft. So we would be asking for a cash only bond.
All right, thank
If you're going to Google it, Google flaming hot Cheetos. But the saying is Cheeto. You don't put the S on the end. Guys, I got a text from CJ because I was late today. And I read it in her accent. When I first woke up, I looked at my phone because, I had my glasses. And I read it in her accent. That was the most awesome thing ever.
But that burglary was of a bottle of water. Do you not see that?
you. Went to prison for it, didn't you?
To wit,
You
bottle
went to
of
prison
water.
for a bottle of water?
I got a burglary for a bottle of water, sir.
All right. Christy Navis here to protect your rights under criminal rule 2. Ms. Navis, what do you have?
I went to prison for,
Don't listen to him. He did not go to prison for a bottle of water. I guess he did, but he got drunk and wandered into someone's house and drank their water.
Under cognizance, the FTA that the state referred to was back in 2011, 2012. So it's been quite some time since he's actually failed to appear for court. He doesn't have any other cases, and his most recent case was that 2019 case, and I believe he served that out as of 2022. So he has had a decent stretch of time without having to run into law enforcement in this sort of way. So given that his failure to appears are older, I don't believe that that is representative of his current ability to get to court or his current concern of failing to appear. Also, his limited criminal history, I understand there was some bigger offenses that he dealt with, but his criminal history as a whole is fairly limited. Based on those things, I'm requesting he be released on his own recognizance. I would note, and I know that the court is probably looking at this, that there was an invasion of privacy charge, however, that case was dismissed.
All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, Mr. Lawson, I'm reading the burglary case. Just because I'm quiet doesn't mean I want you to waive your right to remain silent. You can
Right.
be as quiet as me, or you can talk. It's up to you.
And guess what he's going to do? Listen, when you're drunk and wandering around in a neighborhood, water tastes really good. When you're drunk, water is really yummy.
sir. I walked onto a woman's porch, and since I broke, I guess it was a screen door, since I opened it and I walked in, I was intoxicated at the time. And I took a bottle of water out of, off her porch, and I drank it in front of her, I guess. And that's the only thing that I took for the
Looked her
burglary.
dead in the eye
That
while
was,
he was drinking
and
it.
that's what I was. It says it in the paperwork and everything.
No, you're right. They do. She does say that she saw you on the porch and she called the police. And when she came back from calling the police, you were inside. But she doesn't say you tried to do anything while inside and that you left right after that. So I'm reading to see how you end up in prison on that one.
Yeah, I went to prison for I didn't used to be when I got back from Iraq and stuff and from the military, I went to the VA and they prescribed me all kinds of different narcotics. I didn't mean
Vodka looks like water.
to become addicted to them, but I did. And I became addicted to olanzapine, Xanax. I became addicted to opiates as well. And that's what kind of just for years has made my life a living hell, But prison is the one thing that actually straightened me out. And it really did. It really, because it was so bad. It was like prison was terrible. I didn't realize how much freedom you actually lose, like until you actually lose it. And I don't. It's just been this past week or 2 weeks that I ended up. I haven't had no friends for years now because I've stayed away from them because I don't want to get in no trouble. But I got lonely and I saw some of my friends that I used to be friends with, and I fell back into the wrong crowd. And that's just been in the past 2 weeks. And that's like, I have not done nothing, no drugs or nothing all the way up until just this past 2 weeks. So I just made a mistake. I just made a one-time mistake. And I would really love to go home.
You don't be lonely, KS. Don't be lonely, because you see what happened to this guy who got lonely. You're not alone. You're never alone when you're with us. Don't turn to crime.
Give me years of probation. That would be fine. I would check in every single month. I'll give you as many drug tests as you want. I just don't want to be in here where it's cold and it's just terrible.
Hey, Martha.
That's my plea. But I'll do years. It'll keep me responsible, knowing that if I failed those drug tests, that
Bottles of water are not, in fact, free. Oh, look who's here. Hey. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I got a good one, but never
this
mind.
is where I didn't back up. So be held accountable like that. I wouldn't mind that.
So I'm looking at the pre-sentence investigation report, and I see why the Washington County wanted to send you to prison, because while you were out on bond, there was another charge picked up that same year, and then a third before it was resolved. So I get why they would do that, but it's not a horrible criminal history. So let's get back to the basics here. Oh, Mr. Lawson, I was reading more into this than I need to. You're probably going to get filed in Circuit 3. I'm not inclined to release you today. I think Judge Glickfield probably releases you Wednesday morning.
You think I'll be released Wednesday?
I would anticipate that, but the question is then why do I want to hold you? Where do you live right now? If you're not now, address, I'm live streaming this for the world. Nobody's watching, but I'm still live streaming. Where do you live?
I live in Salem, Indiana.
I did forget to mute this. Hold on. He he said I'm live and streaming to the world, but don't worry, nobody's watching. Hi, Judge. All right, I'm gonna mute this real quick.
I live at 703 Fair Street, Salem, Indiana, 47167.
There we go.
Let me read your probable cause affidavit, because if I would anticipate you being released Wednesday, there's no reason for me to hold you just out of convenience.
You can call my mom if you want.
I'm not allowed to, but I do appreciate the offer.
Judge Fleischer would.
But the probation department, probably defender's office might, but probably not. Let's see.
He's Barry, my probation officer that I did have. He loved me. We were awesome. He was awesome. He's half the reason, that my life turned around was my probation officer. So.
Creepy.
All right, Mr. Lawson, if this were definitely gonna be filed in my case, I would hold you today for 5,000 until the charges were filed Wednesday, and I could take a closer look at it. So I'm gonna do that today. I'm gonna set your bond to 5,000 cash only. For me, I'm gonna set you for Wednesday afternoon. I anticipate you probably get filed with Judge Glickfield, and she'll set a different date. If you are still filed in my court Wednesday afternoon, we'll take a good hard look at this and see if that bond needs to be changed. If you're filed over in Circuit 3, then she'll take care of that from here. So I don't know what to tell you about when you're going to get out of jail, but if it comes back to me, I'll make that decision Wednesday at 1:30.
All right, so
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna go get out of jail.
Not today. If you see Judge Glickfield tomorrow, maybe. If you see Judge Glickfield Wednesday morning, maybe. And if you don't, then I'll make that decision Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah, I know.
And right now, I'm not seeing a lot of compelling
Sorry.
evidence to keep you in custody. So as it stands right now, unless I see something different, I would anticipate reducing your bond on Wednesday afternoon.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to make a bond. No.
Yeah, reducing usually means ROR.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'll take a look at it. If it comes back to me, good luck to you, sir.
All right, and but what makes you think that the other judge will think?
I don't know what she'll do. I have no idea what she'll do. But if it gets filed over there, because this case ought to be filed next door, if it gets filed over there, it'll be entirely up to either Judge Glickfield or Judge
What are you
Branstad,
wearing?
whoever sees it. I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't want to even give you any advice or any foreshadowing of what they're gonna do. All right, Mr. Lawson, I'm gonna move on. Good luck to you, sir. I will see you Wednesday.
All right, thank you.
I've got it. You're welcome. I've got a Samsung and I got an iPhone.
Okay. I think this is a different person, so we're gonna play it, and if it's the same person, I'll just stop it.
Marion Reed.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, this guy.
All right, Mr. Grody, stand by. Stay unmuted. I'll be right back with you. Marion Reed is 2304 F6356. Initiating on a failure to appear at a pretrial conference. Ms. Gray, what do you have for me? Rebecca, you're muted again if you are talking.
I am definitely talking to myself with the mute button on. I wanted to just check something on my end for Mr. Reed.
Surely. So, Mr. Reed, you're here because September the 23rd, we had you scheduled for a final pretrial conference and Ms. Gray hadn't heard from you. So we have to issue those FDA warrants to keep the cases moving forward.
Yes, sir. I hadn't had a phone. I apologize about that. Apologize for that.
Thank you, sir.
And Judge, what I was verifying was that if this is the first time failure to appear, it looks like it is a first time failure to appear.
Looks like
And so what I would ask the court to do is just to reinstate his previous conditions of bond and to release him.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Casman, what's the state's thoughts right now?
Judge, unfortunately, because the warrant was outstanding for about a month and a half, we would have to request a cash only bond.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Castleman. Mr. Reed, I've got to look up some things here. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say, if you waive your right to remain silent, is being recorded and can be used against you. You understand that so far?
Yes, sir, I do.
So I had released you at some point to go to, I think it was True Healing. Do you want to tell me anything about that?
Yes, sir. It was a good experience and I did complete it. I actually ended up staying 15 days over on my own choice. I chose to stay over 15 extra days. So it went great, sir.
All right, good. So have you had any other criminal offense? Wait a minute. So that was in 23, and you do have an August paraphernalia case.
It is expensive to be poor. It's so expensive because they charge you so much for everything.
Out of Clarksville, that's a problem for us. And there's a warrant out of Superior 5, it looks like. Let's see what that.
No, sir. No, sir. I have a trespassing case out of Clarksville, but that's it. I don't have anything else, sir.
So the state filed a motion to revoke your bond August the 28th. And that one alleges, let's see.
I never bonded out or anything, sir. I think it got me mixed up with someone else.
Hold on a second, let me look and see.
I know I'm here for basically a failure to appear, sir. If you could let me out of here.
Okay, well, that's probably not going to happen, Mr. Reed, and here's why. Superior 5 filed a motion to revoke your bond there. Even if you didn't bond out, you were out of custody based upon the Clarksville paraphernalia allegation. So that's been pending for 3 months. Our FTA's been pending for just about the same amount of time. And
You get a whole hour of other judges first. So the lower right, I don't remember her, so nothing happened with her.
now let me look at that Clarksville case.
I didn't have no phone or anything. I already talked to the judge about the Clarksville case. It's just trespassing. I didn't have a paraphernalia case through Clarksville.
Let me tell you exactly what we're looking at here.
Please help me, Judge, man. I need to go home, Judge.
July 30th, approximately 5:40, Dollar General, disturbance while en route, dispatch advised reason to leave. There's where you thought it was trespass. While speaking with Reed, he had heard glass break and observed a broken glass pipe with a burnt residue. Pipe was collected while speaking with Officer Foreman. Reed stated the pipe was empty and stated he did not break it on purpose. So I see what you're thinking about the trespass, but they cited you for that paraphernalia. You've been charged with the paraphernalia.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, okay. Okay, I guess I did have a drug paraphernalia. Okay.
So
please let me go home, Judge. I'm going to treatment. I got the Thrive paper in my pocket. I got it right here, right now. Please, Judge.
You've got
right here.
paper you have.
I got my Thrive paper right here. As soon as y'all let me out of here, I'm going right over to Thrive. I'm going into treatment ASAP. Even if I have to go to the healing place in Louisville, that's my plans, is to go right into treatment. Please help me out. I talked to the Clarksville judge. He's running everything concurrent. You know, he's not really making too big of a deal out of it. He pushed my court date back to the 28th. Please, sir, let me out of here. And I promise I'm going to do the right thing. Please.
Mr. Reed, I can't do that. We've done that before, and so did Superior 5, and we're both having some problems with these cases. So I'm going to set your bond at $5,000 cash only today. I'm going to reset all your dates. Pretrial conference, January the 2nd. Final pretrial, February the 10th. Jury trial will be April the 8th of next year. The two pretrial conferences you participated in was virtually, but I anticipate there's probably going to be a plea filed on this prior to that trial date anyway. All right, Mr. Reed, that's it for today. Say again?
When will I be released?
When there is a trial and you are found not guilty, or if there is a plea agreement that calls for you to be released, or if the state dismisses the charges. None of those three things are happening today. Trial date is April, so the other parts are up in the air. All right. That's it for today. Thanks, sir. Michael Grody is 2410 F6.
Yo, that's that. I mean, most most judges say you could talk about bond conditions at the next hearing or talk to your lawyer about bond conditions. No, he didn't say that at all. You get released when the trial's over, dude. Wow. Poor guy. All right, let's go back to Judge Reese. I love Judge Reese. We did that.
Somebody got a file on Mr. Preston. Got two files.
Vitamin D. Hi, Hancho. That's 100% true.
We're ready, Your Honor. It's an admit and argue.
All right, Mr. Preston, you've got two files, one here for burglary, well, actually robbery and burglary, multiple counts of burglary and some financial card fraud back in February of 2010, going all the way back. Originally under the First Offender Act, then you were revoked and resentenced. So the sentence end date now is March of 2030. So you got about 5 years, a little over 5 years and 2 or 3 months left on that sentence. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And there's been a waiver back at one point in time for another violation, and then there's been a revocation hearing, first offender was revoked. That's when you were resentenced to a 20-year sentence. But you were to enter and complete the DRC Light program. And you also have a second conviction back at that same time frame, well, 4 years later, 9 years later, May of 2019, for sale and distribution of cocaine, a 30-year sentence with 3 to be served. You got about 24 years left on that sentence. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
In each of these two cases, they now allege that you have violated the terms and conditions of your probation by committing the offense of possession of ecstasy, possession of marijuana, driving while license suspended. You failed to report as instructed to your supervisor, your community supervisor. You're still not making any payments on your fines and fees, have not paid anything since August of 2024. You're supposed to go to Pineland CSB and make an appointment, but you failed to complete the treatment classes, and you tested positive for opiates and methamphetamine in March of 2024.
Listen, Kay, don't go small either. Don't listen to those other ladies. You need your D and a lot of it.
And you were arrested in November of 2024 and had possession of illegal drugs as all alleged up at the top. Those are the allegations here. Your lawyer says you wish to admit those allegations. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Admit and argue. So, State, you've got the burden. I'll let you go first.
Your Honor, the state is asking for RSAP with no private treatment option. The defendant has been given multiple chances to do multiple outpatient options and has not complied. So we're arguing that he needs to be in custody and get a feel for prison if that's where he's going to continue to make decisions that put him there.
Ms. Payne?
Your Honor, Mr. Preston has been in jail for approximately a month. He was working at Paul Thigpen, has been working there. He self-reports for approximately 4 years. He is requesting that the court suspend RSAT upon outpatient rehab, Your Honor.
Well, he's had multiple.
I take so much vitamin D a day. It would put down a buffalo. D, you need D.
Opportunities at outpatient, and he doesn't report and doesn't go where he's supposed to go and doesn't do what he's supposed to do. So why would I believe he's all of a sudden going to change and do that?
Your Honor, my understanding from Mr. Preston is that there were a series of deaths in the family, 3 family members back to back, and that's what's caused him to backslide. And he's asking the court for one last opportunity to be able to work on his sobriety issues.
But he's not working on them. He's failing to report to his probation officer. He's
I am nice when I wake up. I'm very nice. I'm a ray of freaking sunshine.
apparently he didn't complete the DRC Light program, or if he did, it didn't work. Did he complete the DRC? Anybody know? I realize that was back in, we don't have a DRC here now, but we had it back then in 2016.
Took you long enough.
He may never have shown up.
I take 60,000 a day minimum.
He was ordered to go to the DRC Light program, but then something occurred to where he had
He ended up revoked.
Well, he
eventually came back out on parole in 2019. His parole ended, probation began. Mr. Preston and I had a very long talk about him. I've known him since DJJ when I was an officer there. We had a long talk about him making changes and how important it was for him to report to his officer, and here we are. So I'm thinking when he went back, he had to go back to prison, of course, to be on parole. And somehow he,
Yeah.
because there's no such thing as the DRC with, that I've seen for parole to order.
Well, he was given a DRC in the 2009 case, but he went to prison in the 2019 case.
Yeah, he was given DRC back in 2016.
Right.
Sounds like RSAT. That'd be the only chance. Mr. Preston be gonna let you go to RSAT and try to get some help, get some treatment there. If that doesn't work, and you get out and you're still using, we're gonna quit loving you and we're gonna start punishing you and put you in jail,
No, Judge, don't quit loving
in
us.
prison. Sometimes that has a rehabilitative effect of people deciding to quit using drugs because they get tired of going to prison. That is sometimes the only effective drug.
Yes, you can. You can't take too much vitamin D if you're getting it from like sunlight or food. You're fine. But if you start taking vitamin D, yes, you absolutely can take too much. And vitamin D takes a while to leave your system. So if you take too much, it takes what, 15 days, is that it? For it to get back down again. But it also takes a while to build up too. So once you start taking it, um, you have to wait a bit.
Treatment that we have for some people. Hopefully RSAT will work and you quit using drugs and messing with drugs and selling drugs and possessing drugs. We'll see.
All conditions special, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am. They probably already are, but yeah.
No, Linus, you're wrong. But really, you should talk to your doctor because we are just people on the internet. I just know what I take for what I have. All right. We are going to go to ABC News. Whoa. Don't start without me. Oh, it's an ad. In 28, 27, 26 seconds, we are going to go to ABC News. We'll just talk amongst ourselves until this stupid ad is over. I don't know if y'all have seen it or not, but Judge Fleischer was on the news for 11 minutes in all of his glory. We're going to watch his news highlight in 14, 13 seconds. It's called Texas Judge Becomes an Internet Hit. Well, I added a word. Texas Judge Becomes Internet Hit. Whoa, stop. Wait for me. All right, we ready? Here we go.
A Texas judge making a name for himself online and going viral for all the right reasons. Judge David Fleischer has become widely known for throwing out cases in which black defendants are charged without sufficient probable cause. But his unique approach, is holding people accountable while offering guidance, serves as a bigger lesson in how the scales of justice can be firm while also being compassionate.
And that's the basis for arrest. It was just a temporary detention. It was just attempted to detain him while he was trying to investigate. What are you doing wrong?
Joining me now is Judge David Fleischer. Thank you so much for being with us to talk about all of this. You've gone viral before. Are you trying to go viral? Or are you just doing your job?
I'm doing my job. I'm educating the public. We're providing transparency. And I think people like to see it. And the problem is not everybody likes to see it. I have people that have gotten mad at me as well. But
why is that? What do they say? What is the pushback for transparency?
Well, I don't know if they think that I'm making money on the side. I don't know if they think that there's something dubious happening, or maybe potential defendants may be getting worse off, hurt by being seen on YouTube, so there is an outlier there where people are seen online and they don't want to. But the amount of good that it has provided, I was telling you earlier where it livens people's spirits. It gets them to do things that they normally wouldn't do. And I think the other important thing is with kids look at this, they watch it, and they see, oh my goodness, this is what happens if you go to court. This is what happens if you are a danger to the public. So the idea is to think before you act, think before you speak. And what we do here is we literally micromanage every case through, number one, probable cause. After going through probable cause, we're going to go through your life. What are you doing in life? How old are you? Are you working? Are you not working?
Yes.
Are you using drugs? If so, how do we help you stop? What do we do to close that revolving door? And the other thing is the idea of bail reform is to get people out of jail, the nonviolent, because that's what bail reform, right? It's for misdemeanor, not felony, where
Illegals. That's not his. That's above his pay grade. What you want the judge to do is go way beyond his scope of what is in front of him that he is allowed to handle and deal with illegals. That's federal. He can't do that. He can't just take the law into his own hands. He is a misdemeanor court judge. When someone comes in front of him, he is to take care of the misdemeanor that's in front of him. He warns them about what's going to happen when they go to jail because that's when the federal people come in and they take care of what they're supposed to take care of. But you can't have a misdemeanor judge walking around dealing out justice to everybody. This is America. We have rules. This is his pay grade. This is what he takes care of. He's not everybody's judge, juror, and executioner. He is a misdemeanor judge. When you come in front of him for a DUI, that's what he's going to take care of. And then he lets you know what's going to happen. He tells you what's going to happen, but he doesn't have the power to do all of that. No, and we don't want that. We elect people for certain things, and that's what they do.
we're focused on, bail was a system of a money system, right?
Right.
The initial thing was where a woman was arrested on a suspended license case. The bail was set at $2,500 and she couldn't afford it. So she sat in jail. But to get videos takes months. So what are you going to do?
No, they don't. I watch judges all day, every day. And they all almost say the same thing. I don't ask people about their immigration status, or I am not asking you what your immigration status is, but if you enter this plea, you could have immigration consequences. No other judge, misdemeanor judge, takes the law into their own hands. They don't.
Do? Are you going to sit there waiting to fight your case? No, you're going to plead guilty.
Mhm.
What happens when you plead guilty? You get a conviction, you lose your license, right? You'll have to sit in jail. Well, while you do that, you lose your apartment. What happens to your kid? So the idea is to let you out, you fight your case, and it's an effort to be fair to everybody.
Judge
not
Fleischer,
just
that's the thing. Your goal is to be fair to everybody. You're humanizing defendants. Why does that seem so groundbreaking coming from an American judge?
She's so pretty.
It's a great question. But you remember, we've had an old system that's been in place for 200 years. And we're now, not only did we upend it, but we, in our court, we're showing you what happens. I'm showing you our ins and outs every single day. So you get to see.
But he does say bonds every day. 5,001, 10,002. People keep asking, what does that number mean on the end? Oh, okay. ABC is a bias. Come on. No, stop.
What happens in our court? You get to see who's held accountable. You get to see what happens if you break the law. You get to see that I value my public and I'm going to protect it at all costs. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you're from. I don't care how much money you have. You endanger my public, there's consequences. Now, if you're young and there are issues, we are here to help you. We have resources. Help me help you. And I think that when people see that, it inspires them. And it's so great. And what really kind of really shakes me is that not everybody sees it and they get mad at me and they get, I don't know. Just not everybody's for it, I guess. And it really hurts because every person that comes through our court, I treat them like they're my child. I've got 4 kids at home, man.
I said
And
that
then I've got
3 was a lot.
25.
4, man.
Yeah, I hug my wife, she gets pregnant, So, but I have my 4 at home and then I go to work and then I've got another 2,500 at work, and I don't care how old you are. I'll treat you like you're mine. Just help me help you.
And you know what? I feel that because when you talk about, you said we liven their spirits. The people who have benefited from you looking to hold people accountable and be fair on all sides. you say you help liven their spirits. And that, that speaks a lot to what your goal is, the impact that you're looking to have on the human. And so I'm curious what your conversations are like with colleagues, with other judges.
Just, just personality like I am, like you and I are now, just basically normal. You know that I had someone that reached out to me about a week ago that was self-harming, and she was watching us, and because of it, she went out, she got help.
Wow.
It's stuff like that. And when you educate,
Local.
you show compassion, you show empathy to everyone, they like it. Do you know, Miss Norman, that we have people watching from Israel, we have Africa, we have New Zealand, Germany, Australia, South America, just from all over the world, people watching, and on a daily basis. So what I do is I get to my courtroom in the morning, I press play, and we start streaming live. And we have around 1,700 that on a daily basis come watch the court, and I have a chat as well.
Wow.
So people sit in the chat and they chat about what's going on, and they kind of just hang out, and it's a group where and anyone can come. It's open to anyone. And they basically chat, they hang out, discuss what's going on in the courtroom. They discuss themselves, any issues that they may have. And can you believe that? I mean, that's...
You know what, Judge? Here's the thing, though. What I can believe it, and okay, we're just like chatting now, because I am realizing how much Americans are yearning for community.
This is
in
it.
any
Yeah.
way, even if it's watching a live stream of court proceedings. And so it's fascinating that in your role, in a time when, on the heels of the pandemic, we're talking more about mental health and loneliness. The U.S. Surgeon General has talked about loneliness, and parenting is hard, like I know, and work is hard. And you're talking about people who deal with substance abuse, and then the Black and brown communities who are disproportionately impacted with all of these things. And here you are in your role, taking it on and stepping into your power in a different way that's not only focused on fairness and justice and protecting people, but creating community and compassion and all of these things. And I'm really taken aback by that. So you say, I'm not surprised that people are tuning in to what you're offering.
I love to teach. I love to help. And the best way to do that is through this channel, because other people see what happens day in, day out. They see the consequences of acting foolish out in the free world. They see the consequences if you pick up multiple cases, because it happens quite a bit. And they see the successes of people as well. You routinely see success in our system as well, because when normal courts, when you go and when you watch, all you see are bad things. You see convictions, you see people go to jail. With us, you also see the positive. So we routinely congratulate people for doing well, either getting a dismissal, getting their GED, right? Because that's what we really want to focus on these young kids who have no guidance in their life. Believe it or not, there are so many kids out there, they don't have parental guidance. They don't have anyone pushing them. Hey, bud, you really got to get into school.
Yeah.
If you want money in this life, you got to get that
To
education.
just speak the life into them.
They don't have their parents pushing them, so that's us. I want to push you. I want to be there for you.
It's really great that desire to help and be there and protect people obviously drove you to be a judge, but is driving you to do so much more in serving your purpose in this way. And thank you for sharing that with us. I'm so glad I came across that video, because I sent it to my producer and said, let's talk to him.
Thank you so much for having me. And the great thing about this is that I hope that people see that, so they see what's going on. They see the good that we're doing and the transparency and the education, right? Because that's what it's about. And other states, other jurisdictions, seeing bail reform, seeing that it works and helping people, because that's
And
at the end of the day.
I'm so glad that you brought it back to that, because the impact of bail reform is they're massive. I've been reading
Thank you,
up on
Hope.
it since
Thank you.
the Khalif Browder story. So I do appreciate that you continue to bring up that topic and hitting home the importance of bail reform and the, as you put it, the collateral consequences of uplifting a community with it. Thank you so much, Judge David Fleischer.
I'm your number one fan, Miss Norma. Thank you so much for having me, really.
And now I'm yours. Thank you.
Perhaps one day we'll see each other again.
Yeah. A Texas judge making a name for himself online and
I loved that heart at the end. Donald, thank you. Thank you so much. We're making it green. We got, I didn't get to see who, oh, I wish I could put this. I can. Look at the super sticker. I can't, my software didn't show it, but look, 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 look. I love that. That's so cute. Wait, I need to see who got the memberships. I have to see. Everything happened so quick. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Now, let's go to Judge Fleischer. Gosh. Oh, that's not Judge Fleischer. There he is. So this is where we stopped on whatever day this was. I'm not even going to try to remember what day this was. Oh, I don't hear anything. There we go.
Have you heard it yet?
What?
Have you heard it yet? PC or no?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I've read it.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know, whether you've read it or not. Okay. All right, Mr. McCollum, good morning, sir. Number one, don't email me. That's not a good thing, man. Really, because I'm supposed to be neutral, detached. So I don't know what happens until if it goes to trial. So just, it's okay. But just from now on, all right. So you now stand charged. You picked up a terroristic threat of a family or a household member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. I don't know what happened in this case. I'm just now seeing it for the first time. All I know is that you're on bond for this case, for another case, and now you picked up a new one. So let's go forward and.
Officers were dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas. Complaining witness showed officers text messages ranging from May 2024 to November 2024, where the defendant sent her photos of guns and threatened to shoot the complaining witness and their child. Defendant also stated he would shoot up her house and hoped that he would hit her and the child.
When is the statement that he was going to shoot up the house? Was that from May and that he's just investigating this? Because that's not a terroristic threat. But if it was an active thing where he was.
Well, it looks like the offense, so per the offense report, the actual offense took place on November 8th.
Okay.
But I believe that she showed them old text messages.
Okay, so when was that statement that I'm going to shoot up the house and yada, yada, yada? Sure, take your time.
And Judge, while they're looking, it's not alleged when the statement was. And not only that, it's not reported till 3 days later. Furthermore, in the reviewing the text messages that have been submitted, there's not a single text message that has that specific threat.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's the state's burden to show, I don't know, but terroristic threat has to be an immediate fear of harm.
So I don't see an actual date in the offense report. I personally have not reviewed the text messages in this case, Judge. I don't see a date of the actual threat.
That's not a good thing. I mean, who knows when that statement was made? Could have been made 2 years ago, could have been made yesterday. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I mean, if you don't have anything else, then that's it. Okay, I'm gonna find no probable cause. Mr. McCollum, we're not asking much, man. We want our streets to be safe. I'm gonna do everything in my power to protect the streets, right? If I find that you're a problem, if they call back and it continues to happen, it's not gonna go well. Life is way too short to live in a 6x9 box. There are a lot of great people in life. There's a lot of bad people in life. And if you have a relationship with a so-called person that brings out the worst in you, then don't have a relationship with this person. There's a gajillion and one fish in the sea. It's not worth it to have someone rap you so bad that you make and say things that make you go to jail. It's not worth it. Do you understand? Now, don't have contact with this person because it's just not going to end well. All right. All right. So I'm going to continue bond. I'm not going to revoke your bond on this case now because I'm finding no probable cause.
I'll send you
But
some
just
bow
behave.
ties.
It's not hard.
Yes,
Be
I'm
nice.
gonna send you some
All
funny
right.
bow ties.
Okay, for sure.
They're releasing him on a PR. He doesn't have a bond. Hi, Siobhan. I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for popping in.
Oh, wait.
Judge, I have on your docket this morning Gutierrez Galvan. This is set for a plea, but I have made a mistake, Judge. I dropped him off my docket. The only reason I knew he was scheduled is because I was pleading a case in another court and I saw him.
Is he here now?
He's not here today. I was gonna ask if you would carry him until Friday. I'll plea him Friday. It says a plea. And I was gonna plea him, but I just made a clerical error. And didn't
Not a
do it.
problem. Don't worry about it. You want to roll?
But I'll
till
get it
Friday?
done. Huh?
Friday?
Friday is fine. I'll get it done. I promise.
You let her know SFBF Friday. Okay. Ooh, Victoria's gonna be upset with that one.
Don't you make
I
Victoria
think she's
upset,
not here,
Judge.
right?
Yeah.
When
She's
the cat's
always
away,
here.
the mice will play. She's probably still watching, man.
Victoria, I hope you heard that. I hope you heard that, Victoria. Judge is not doing okay while you're not there. Get him. Go in there and get him.
I don't know. Zoom, no. I don't know. I haven't looked. Miss Phillip. Miss Phillips.
Judge just did something he wasn't supposed to do, but I don't know what it is.
I am here, Judge. I apologize.
It's okay. Are you
Is
ready to go?
Victoria out today?
Yeah, she's not here.
Okay, Judge, I apologize. I had a pet emergency this morning and I was extremely flustered and I'm just back at my desk. I have Mr. First Chaselon Booker. His appearance is waived.
Okay.
I had emailed the state. We are still waiting on body cams in that case. And I am also trying to put together a global package, but I'm still waiting on a few things from Del Rio.
Yes, Rebecca, sorry, I just saw your email just now.
That's
We don't
okay.
yet have a body cam, Judge.
It's 130 days. It's kind of kooky. Are you going to get it, you think? Is it HPD or is it so? That's really weird.
No, I'm sorry, it's DPS, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say it's DPS, so I'm not surprised.
So you're not, it's not old, but it's, yeah. So I will just give you a normal setting then if that's what you want.
That's fine for now, Judge. And I'll talk to the chief. I know I talked to Mr. Haddad about it last week and he was on his way out the door. So
Okay.
before the next setting, I'll get with the chief and we can have a discussion.
No problem. I'll get you a date after we talk about your second person to see if we do the
Okay.
same thing.
My second case is David Reyes. And again, I had spoken with Mr. Haddad about this last week. It's a complicated case and I had emailed the chief and the assigned prosecutor over the weekend after watching some more of the body cams. And I don't know if anyone has had a chance to take a
We don't do politics here ever, because that's how we create enemies.
look at that or not.
So this one, you're kind of same boat. It's at 140 days, so it's not too terribly old, but it's getting up there. So I'm gonna start giving you a hard time probably by the next time.
Judge, you can absolutely give me a hard time. I'm simply waiting on an evaluation by the state. I have thoroughly evaluated this case months ago.
Judge, George, Lindsay and I evaluated this case together and we spoke to Rebecca about it and we discussed it.
Who is she?
So Rebecca, maybe you can send me an email with like what you're still waiting on because
Did I not send, I sent you an email over the weekend. Like
week?
2 days, yes, over this past weekend, I sent you a very detailed email talking about what George said and clarification to what George
is
said
she?
after I
Who's
went
this
back
girl?
and re-reviewed the body cam.
Who is she?
Okay.
What do you want?
Judge, this case needs to go away is what I want.
Oh, wow.
Well, Judge, I reviewed this case with Chief Lindsay when he was covering for us. That one.
You don't have to say anything, really.
Okay.
I mean, if you guys need more, is there evidence outstanding? Is discovery complete?
We don't mean to, Brick.
I
We don't mean to.
believe, yes, discovery is complete, Judge.
I mean, reasonable minds can differ, so.
Everything's been shared and George and I both thought that this was a good case and we didn't see the issues that Miss Rebecca was seeing. But I'll go ahead, Rebecca, I'll look at your email again. If you sent it this weekend.
It might have gotten lost in the shuffle. I can resend it as well. Judge,
Maybe
the
send it
reason
I
will,
didn't think I
and
saw it.
just to let the judge know, the reason that for the holdup, this case is an allegation of driving while intoxicated based on a single pill. And there was no DRE at the scene and there was no blood drawn until hours and hours, I think almost 3:50 a.m. and the stop was at 9:50. No driving facts at all. The stop was based on an expired inspection sticker and they kept him in the car before even attempting field sobriety tests for almost 45 minutes. So I can't.
Look, say no more. Whatever you guys want to do, I'm happy to do. I guess, eval it for trial again.
And also
whatever she may give you. And really, I mean,
Just maybe resend the one that you sent me. I must have just
absolutely will.
missed it because I do save your emails and I just must have missed that last one, I swear. Judge, there's like an overlying issue with this. There's like a connected case to it that is a felony drug. It's not with this, it's with the co-defendant who was with this defendant. So this was much bigger than a DWI investigation, which was why George.
They arrest someone else for PCS with intent.
It was, possession with intent to deliver.
Yeah.
And so there was a whole larger issue, which is, I think that was the original reason for the dispatch, and then the DWI investigation happened at like.
So you
as a
told me they were
result.
investigating this person.
So I can't
Even-
speak to any details because to be quite
Okay.
honest, George knows it a lot better than I do because it was such a big eval. He and I was still a post-fire, I believe, when we looked at it. So he looked at it with me. I'm gonna go back and speak with George about it and address Rebecca's concerns based on that last email, and maybe we can.
Yes.
work something
I had
out.
also pointed out, I'm still looking for that email. George's entire argument was if the blood comes in, Judge, there was no alcohol in this case. And if you take a look at the search warrant, which I'm going to send you. I will send you that email. I'm looking for it. I'm trying to triple multitask right now.
Rebecca, you got time,
I
don't worry.
know, but I know, Judge, you said this case is getting old. I just don't want you to think I'm doing my due diligence.
No. I mean, no. That was never the implication.
No. I know. I just, I didn't want you to not think we're trying to work this out. So I will absolutely send or resend. I'm staring at my screen right now and I will do that. So whatever
30
kind of
days.
resets you are amenable
Give
to,
me a
Judge, are fine with me.
What day? 30 days.
And Rebecca, I'll go and talk with George about it again because this is
January
more of
8th.
his realm anyways.
Absolutely. No, and you know what? I'll CC him on the email and when I resend it, okay?
Okay, thank
So
you.
pick a day for the first week of January that you want to reset. Ms. Phillips, please.
A day for the first week of
Yeah,
January.
week of the 6th. What day?
How about the
Any day
8th?
but Friday.
Oh, no, how about the 8th?
Done.
Thank you.
All right, we'll set both of your cases on that day, okay?
Perfect.
Okay?
Thank you, Judge, and may I be excused?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Thank you.
So 10,002.
I'm not sharing coffee.
Please.
I'm not sharing cheesecake, and I'm not sharing beer.
Bottom of 28 and top of 29. 10,002 on each. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Hi, good morning.
Okay, listen. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Share Skittles. Yes.
You were Gabriel Martinez.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Martinez, you're charged
You
with
always
driving while
need a donut.
intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow. You are facing up to a year in jail and a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They are offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you have done. You need to understand, sir, that this charge will go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. You can never take it off. And you need to understand that if you ever pick up another case, you will be facing a minimum of 90 days in jail, forever and a day. And if you're not in this country with permission, you do that kind of time, you will probably get an immigration detainer. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Is this a true first?
Yes, Judge.
You are giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty, it will go on your record and you can never change this or undo this. Do you understand?
Yes,
Do
sir.
you still want to do this?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty?
Culpable, señor.
I will
Guilty,
finally
sir.
sentence you to 3 days in jail, give you credit for the 2 days that you have done. Is it true or untrue that you had a 0.15 or above?
Yes, sir.
True to that enhancement. What do you do for a living, Mr. Martinez?
Señor,
Mantenimiento de apartamentos.
I maintain apartments.
How much money do you make a month?
Dinero gano usted al mes.
1,400.
3,400.
Who do you support?
¿A quién más
This
tiene?
life?
My wife.
Do you have any children?
Tiene hijos.
No.
Okay.
We got 9 dogs, Judge.
Pero tiene
They
9
couldn't get rid
perros.
of, you know.
9 dogs.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You gotta see the.
El olor.
Nobody wanted.
Yo, he's a handyman, and he has 9 dogs. Does he say if he's married? Is he married? Is this guy married?
Nobody wanted the dogs because of the hurricane, SPCA, nobody would touch them. They've been raising 9 dogs. It's a carnival. So, you know, if anything, sir, you know, it's worse.
The reason I am asking you this, Mr. Martinez, is that you need to understand that DWI is big business and it costs a lot of money. And one of the things that there is now with this conviction is there is a DWI surcharge that DPS hits you with. And when you have a 0.15 or above, it is a $4,500 surcharge that tax onto you. Not to mention the court costs in this case, which are another $500 to $600.
What? I did not know that. If you are 1 point whatever, you have to pay $4,000. Thank you, brick in the wall. Thank you.
That's why I'm asking you this. So you could literally be rolling out of here with about 5,000 plus in surcharges and fines and fees. I want you to understand that I will give you this grace now. But if you ever come back with a DWI, A second offense is $6,000 in surcharges, not to mention court costs, which are another $600. So you can literally be rolling out of here on a second DWI with around $7,000 in fines and fees. And if you don't pay it, for every $100 you owe, it is 1 day in jail. So if you come back with a second DWI, get ready, because the first thing is a minimum of 90 days. The next thing, it's around 7,000 in surcharges. Do you understand? If you want to get lit, if you want to have 32 beers, 52 shots of tequila, don't get into a car. Find another way.
And then to get your license back here in Pennsylvania, you have to get a doctor to sign off saying he thinks that you are not going to drink like that again. My niece had to get a doctor to sign off saying he doesn't think that you're going to drink again. And if you get another DUI, that doctor could get in trouble. So it's so hard to find a doctor that's going to put their name on that paper.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll find you guilty, send you to it. Good luck to you, sir.
Así y buena
Sir,
suerte
he
a usted.
became as a US citizen.
Thank you, sir.
He became a US
Se
citizen.
convirtió en ciudadano
Good
americano.
job.
Because
Our streets to be safe.
Lo único quiero es que las
Every day, someone dies from a DWI,
Yeah.
and it's just not fair. When a $30 hit on a button with an Uber will take you wherever you want to go. How much money have you spent?
Tanto dinero ha
Could
gastado,
have been $30.
más de los $30.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Así
Good
que,
luck.
y buena
Thank you
suerte.
so much. Thank you, sir.
Buena suerte.
Oh,
I don't know of any doctor that actually has gotten in
no,
trouble.
no, it's 4,500 for the DPS fee and then whatever court costs are.
Hi, Jen. I've done that a bunch of times.
Good morning. I wanted to bring you out because there's things I would like to address with you. I don't know if
Good
at the
to know.
time we ordered her not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. Let me see. One of the things that I ordered you to do was not have any contact with a Ronnie Boo Slyman.
Yeah.
And I see now that you have picked up a continuous family violence felony case. You don't have to say anything. I'm just letting you know what's happening. Now, we asked you not to do several things, and you have now violated several conditions of our bond. One of those being, number one, we asked you, or we ordered you not to have any contact with this person. And allegedly, you've picked up now a felony assault against this person. You picked up a felony violation of a bond condition or protective order. And you also have picked up a felony assault against a peace officer. Because of this, I'm going to now revoke the bond here that you have here, and I'm going to raise it up. I'm not going to give you a PR bond when you continue to violate conditions. I'm going to do everything in my power to protect my public at all costs. And I'm going to tell you now, there are certain people in this life, when they consume alcohol, they become funny people. They have fun, they laugh like little rainbows, gumdrops, gummy bears, and little bunnies jumping in the woods. And there are those, when they consume alcohol, They develop horns, they develop they become the antithesis of what a person should be. And if alcohol has this kind of effect, don't use, because that may very well be the source of all these issues. I don't know, but I'm taking a stab,
Judge,
and I hope not.
Right.
But
If I may, Judge, just to let the court know, since she's been on bond conditions, she did voluntarily check herself into treatment for alcohol. So as the court knows, that, you know, the road to recovery is long and bumpy. She's in a difficult situation, being that she's originally from Mongolia. Is that right?
No, Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan, I'm sorry. Kazakhstan. She had, you know, a pretty crazy story about getting here. This guy that
Yes,
the
you
court
are.
told her to stay away from, you know, is like one of her only connections, and he's also done some inducement to get her back over there. I understand that it was ordered for her to stay away from him, but it makes it difficult when you don't really have a lot of people to rely on, and then you have someone who's trying to basically get you to hang out with them, even though they
Would that help with men too? Just asking.
know that it's been ordered that she shouldn't. But I just want to let the court know that she is taking steps to try to better herself and her situation. It's just, she's in a difficult spot between the addiction and lack of resources.
even if that's the case, if you know that alcohol has this effect and it brings out the worst, then don't. You already have an open case. And you know, if you have no one to rely on in this world, if you go to jail, they're not going to bond you out, then you have to think of these things when you're out there. Because sometimes, you know, you may have but 1/10 of a second to think, oh God, if I do this, what's going to happen? If I say this, what's going to happen? Now, where are we?
Can I say something?
Well, it's now, anything you tell me, it's going to go in this ear and it's going to go out that ear, because I know if I let you out, you're still going to do whatever you want to do. You don't care what we say. That's the problem. And when you come here and when we talk to you initially, we try to tell you, look, this is how we expect you to act. This is what we expect you to do. And when you do, and when you show up to court, and when you talk with Hunter, good things happen. Now, I'm telling you this for the future because I don't know what's going to happen from here on out. All I know is that you have very serious cases upstairs. And in the future, going forward, whatever may happen, whether it's a probation, whether it's this, think before you act. And if the source and the root of all evil is, no matter how bad the addiction is, if you don't, it only gets worse. It never gets better. And the older you get, the more difficult life becomes. You get older, bigger, fatter, you lose hair, life doesn't get easier. And when you get more of this, so I hope that you take the help that is offered now, because we're going to offer you help and we want the best to come out of you, right? We want the best for you. But you can't continue like this. So now, like I told Hunter, I am going to revoke your bond. I'm going to raise it up to 5,001. We'll come back in a couple
Do they work for men too?
weeks and see how we go forward. But I can't give you a PR bond when you pick up 3 felonies.
Judge, may I make argument for bond amount?
Sure.
She currently has bond amounts on her felonies that she can't afford. She's indigent. That's evidenced by the fact that I was appointed to her, and also given a little bit of her background, she's not only indigent, but you know, has a lack of resources otherwise. I would ask the court to consider $250 bond.
Gotta love you, Hunter. Gotta love you.
Just taking
the
into
bond's at
account-
2,500 now, so that would mean lowering the bond. I'm going to set it at
Done.
5,001. We'll go
Absolutely. Let's do it. One hamburger.
forward. It looks like your felony case is set for February. You will go to felony court in February. Hopefully, you guys can wrap this up and try to get everything quick so you don't just sit there and linger.
Just ask for a speedy trial date on this case.
Absolutely. You know, I have to give them at least 30 days for them to get all their stuff in preparation. Is it your case? Is it
It's actually Conrad's.
Conrad's? Yeah. Okay, I guess let's do this. Is he here? You want to talk to?
Not by, but I can give him a call, maybe.
No, but I want to give him a head, or if you can give him a heads up that that's where we're at. I guess let's set it for early next week. Do you have, is discovery complete in the case? Wait till at least we have some discovery first.
I think it's all complete.
I think we're still waiting on body cam. Let me see that. Yeah, it looks like this looks like body cam was re-requested.
We don't even have body cam. Let's do this. Let's set it for next week, like late next week. See if we can get the body cam. If you can get it, and then we can get also Conrad to come approach, and then we can set it at that time if you want. Yeah?
Good, Judge.
All right. We wish you the best of luck, man. Take care.
Approach, Judge.
Yeah.
Yes, Raven.
So on Mr. Brian Martinez, Your Honor, the results came back negative.
Come up, Mr. Martinez.
Alcohol and drugs. He speaks
Oh,
English and Spanish.
no, hold on. Let's wait for a translator then. I want to make sure that.
Toma asiento. I'll ask for an interpreter.
Please.
All right, one more, and then I'm going to go to OJ.
Mr. Williams, you are charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 9 days in jail with credit for the 19 days that you've done. I want you to understand that this behavior is just unacceptable, you know, and I'm serious when I mean that here, we're about accountability. And if I don't hold you accountable, I'm telling you it's okay, and that you can just continue to run amok and just and railroad, and it's not. We mean business. We're here to not only protect the community, but to teach you a lesson so that you understand that it can't continue, right? I don't know what happened over there. I don't need, but when you're on bond, you can't pick up a felony case, and there are consequences, and I hope that you get it, right? The other thing that you need to get also now is that this will reflect as a conviction on your record. If you're ever in a car, I don't care where you are, I don't care what state you're in, you get pulled over and you have a smell of anything funky, they're gonna probably take you in. They see that you have a prior DWI, if it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck. So if I were you, I would never, ever
McDonald's
get
could be
into
our
a car,
special
even
spot.
if you've had a sip of alcohol, a toke off of a joint, you smell anything funky, I'm telling you, you're gonna go down. And what we're doing today, from now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. So like I'm saying, I'm doing this, believe it or not, to help you, because we want to see the best in you. We want the best from you. Be better, do better. You know, you're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses, testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal once you accept this agreement. You can never change this or undo this. It will go on your record. It will be there forever. I have to suspend your license. I am going to suspend it for 180 days. There is also a mandatory suspension, a DPS surcharge. I will waive that for you now. But I want you to understand that if you come back a second offense, you're looking at a minimum of $6,000 in fines and fees, not to mention another court costs of around $600 to $700. So you pick up another DWI, not only is a minimum 30 days, but you're looking at probably around $7,000 in fines and fees. Just one button on this phone, $30, wherever you want to go. And this don't matter where you want to go. That's what you need to do. How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? I'll find you guilty. I will sentence you to it. You're going to walk out of here. You're not going to owe anything, but don't come back. All right. Thank you, counsel. All right, guys. Good luck. Yes, sir. Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
This is Brian Martinez, Judge.
All right. It is time. I'm going to do some things real quick, 20 minutes tops, and then I will start OJ. We are still in the preliminary hearing of the OJ trial. It's a long case, so it's a big commitment. So if you're going to hop over on that live, it's going to take a while, a year maybe. I don't know. I'm going to try to keep pushing them out. But thank you for coming out today. Thank you for watching Judge Reese with me. I love Judge Reese. I love him, love him. Going to try to get some Eric Johnson today if I can, because I love him too. I will see you all. I said I was going to go get a trial from upstairs yesterday. I couldn't get any. There was no trial starting yesterday. So I'll get a trial whenever I can upstairs from Judge Fleischer when they put one on. Yeah. Be good. Be nice. I will talk to you all soon. And see ya. Well, I'll see you tomorrow then. Bye.
Got these life that goes digital dreams. Through the screen, her blue eyes gleam. Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her stream sparks electric light. Late night when the world sleeps, she's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Dreaming tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle she lights the way. Her eyes near a sky so blue. In her jokes there's a truth so true. Wicked streams she brings the light. Turns dark days into bright. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Streaming tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle she lights the way. Kathy's laugh